Anytime you're dealing with the metric system, the first thing you should start off with is writing down the order. And again, the saying that goes along with the order is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So I'm going to write this on the top of the page here. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Now remember, these are the prefixes. The by is the base. The one you need to be careful on is there's two D's, and the way I remember this is that alphabetically A comes first, so deca is on the left and deci is on the right. My bases can be grams, meters, and liters. If you are just dealing with single units, you can just move your decimal place. Right now I'm going over what happens if we have squared and cubic units. You cannot just move your decimal. You actually have to find the conversion factor first and then multiply by what you want over what you want to get rid of. To get your conversion factor, you can use the order and move your decimal. So I'm going to start off looking at this, and this is centimeters to millimeters. So I'm centimeters to millimeters. So looking at my chart, I'm going 1 centimeter, one place to the right, which gives me 10 millimeters. That's what I would use if I'm dealing with single units. But now I'm dealing with cubic units. So I need to cube both sides. 1 raised to any power is 1. So I get 1 centimeter cubed. On the right-hand side, I have 10 cubed, which is 10 times 10 times 10. So that gives me 1,000 millimeters cubed. Now I'm going to go to my step of what did I start off with. When I'm dealing with conversion factors, you want to take what you want in your answer, which is millimeters cubed, and put that in the numerator. And what you want to get rid of is the centimeters cubed you put in the denominator. The conversion factor is equal to 1, so when we multiply by it, it changes the look but not the value. So I want millimeters cubed, and I want to get rid of centimeters cubed. To double check, these units should cancel. And I end up with 501 times 1,000, which gives me 501,000 millimeters cubed. So we're going to look at number 2 here. I'm going to again rewrite the order up here on the top. King Henry died, which is DA, by drinking chocolate milk. So now I'm going from millimeters, which remember is right here, and we're going to centimeters. So we're going 1 millimeter, we're going to the left 1 unit, is equal to 0.1 centimeters. I'm now going to square both sides because that's what I have in my units for the problem. 1 raised to any power is 1. So I get 1 millimeter squared. On the right-hand side, I get 0.01 squared, which means 0.1 times 0.1, which gives me 0.01 centimeters squared. You can do this in your calculator. I will strongly suggest this section checking and practicing with your calculator because sometimes a calculator gives you different notations and you need to understand what they mean. So now we're going to go back to the original problem, 20 millimeters squared. What we want, we put on the top. we want the centimeters squared. What we want to get rid of, we put on the bottom. As a double check, these units should cancel. We end up with 20 times 0.01, which again you can do in your calculator, but it's moving the decimal place over. We should get the answer as being 0.2 centimeters squared. So I'm moving it 2 places over, which gives me 2 places there. Now, quick note, if you're going into nursing, this 0 in the front, extremely important. Make sure you put a 0 in the front of the decimal place. Going to our third example, again, I'm going to start off by writing down my order. King Henry died, which is Deca, by drinking chocolate milk. We are now going millimeters to decimeters, which is 2 places to the left. So 1 millimeter equals 0.01 decimeter. I'm dealing with squared units, so I'm going to square both sides. 1 squared is 1. 0.01 squared will be 0.0001. That is my conversion factor. Take the original problem, multiply it times what we want, which is the 0.001 decimeters, 0.0001. What we want to get rid of goes in the denominator, which is the 1 millimeter squared. Double check. They have to be the units and the exponent matching. We end up with 130 times 0.0001. And again, that means moving our decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4 places. When you write your answer, it's really important that the leading 0 in front of the decimals there, but notice that I dropped off the trailing 0. Sometimes my math lab will not mark this wrong, but again, if you're going into any medical field, this is a really important concept to get down. So our answer is 0.013 decimeters squared. For squared in cubic units, you must start with the single units, and you must square both sides or cube both sides before you can do the conversion factor.